Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
What up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. It's Monday night. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday Night Football Blitz, where we talk about the games of college and the NFL over the weekend. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for the notifications. And when you hit to get those notifications, you chime in and hang out with the Sports Chasers Podcast. Make sure also on the podcast side, you give us that 5-star review, 5-5-5-5-star review. Let's meet the crew. We got the angry one. He's with us. What's going on, bro? How are you tonight?
Salute. What's going on, Kev? Sports Chasers Monday Night Blitz. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We got the DA. The DA is not incarcerated. We just had some technical difficulties, and he's going to get it done. What's up, DA? How are you?
Yeah.
You know, you calling from the place. You're like, yo, man.
Parts unknown. Yeah. Parts unknown, bro. Parts unknown. But we good, you know. Yeah, we parts unknown, you know.
Yeah.
Parts unknown, but we here.
Yeah. Shout out to all those in the comments. CW already. Thank you for all those that's checking us out on Instagram. Also on Facebook. I said Instagram, Twitch, X, YouTube, of course. Thank you guys for all chiming in. Football, we probably won't be here a lot tonight. Not a whole lot going on. Shout out to my cousin Shauna. What up, cuz? What it do? We'll talk about some football tonight. Like I said, the NFL, a couple of games we can talk about. We're going to talk about college. It's getting very interesting, man. Very interesting. You probably see a pathway for Colorado to make the playoffs. It looks like all they got to do is just win out. From what DA's been saying, and he said it before we got on the show, he's not a SEC homer. He just calls it like it is. But we'll get into that, man.
Facts.
Well, go ahead, DA.
Facts. But yeah, Colorado got a chance. They got to beat 2-3. Well,
Kansas.
Yeah, it depends where they're playing the championship. Kansas is a good team, man. So it's going to be a good game. And BYU would be the other team in the conference that are playing the championship. So, that won't be easy. BYU been slamming catch all year long, like for real. So, now Dion can coach and he can motivate and get catch right. But those Samoan Mormons, they serious business. That I can tell you for a fact. So, they get it in for real. So, we'll see what he could as a team. What they can be. They have the Heisman Trophy winner on the squad. So
let's stop right
that
there.
Being said,
let's stop right there. I don't want to hear nothing else. Travis Hunter, he is.
Now things can happen. Now the cat from Boise State can have a 200-yard game, you know, and that changes things because 200 yards is hard. I think Travis should have it. I hope so.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think the body of work for all season long speaks for itself. You know, you got some cats, they did it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks strong or whatever. This man has done it on both sides every week.
Well, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, man. You know, but I'm just telling you what the Boise State cats is gonna say. Like, yo, I did it all year too. So, you know, it's just he ain't playing both sides of the ball, but you know, we all know, like we complained about it last year, right? When we talked about dudes taking too many snaps.
I did.
Saying so. Yeah. The reality is that you know, truth be told, right? So yesterday, King Henry needed a few more snaps. You know, so it's like, coach's decision, man. It's always coach's decision. it's always coach's decision. They're like, golly, gee, why didn't you just play the man? Not pay the man, play the man. So
we'll get into that. Let's go to the AP top 25 again. I'll just like to reiterate: this is not the college playoff top 12. This is the AP.
Ranking of the best teams.
Yes, before I say, oh y'all said it. Nope, I distinctly said this is the AP top 25, and when we come back on Thursday, we will call out the top 12 playoff rankings. So with that said, this is from the AP top 25 from the AP post. Let me help y'all out here. Make sure that y'all are following along. I forgot to put this on here. What is the AP top 25? I should have had it already. Nope. Oh, there you go. There you go. So y'all can follow along as I got it. Oregon's number 1. They're 11-0. They face Washington next week. Ohio State, they're 9-1. They're number 2. They face Indiana, who's 10-0. That's going to be a huge one. Texas, they're 9-1. Number 3 versus Kentucky. Number 4, Penn State, they're 9-1. They face Minnesota next week. Number 5, Indiana, as I forestated, they face the Ohio State at the shoe on 12 o'clock on next Saturday against Ohio State. Big game. Notre Dame, number 6, they play Army. Army's also undefeated. So that's a big game too. Alabama, number 7, they're 8-2. They face Oklahoma. Number 8, Georgia, big win over Tennessee the other day. Go ahead.
Stop.
Okay, I stopped.
Why this is high drama. I don't know. I'm not mad at you, Kev.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so much. This is high drama, Kevin. No, it's just high drama, right? So
Paul was there. Stop.
So Alabama played IS 280 from the Bronx, and they moved up 4 spots.
Mercer.
So I'm saying, like, they come on, man. They played IS 205. Something, man. Come on, man. And then you move them up. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have, but they maybe shouldn't have been moved that far down. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you shouldn't have moved them that far down. I think, for real, it's been said on television this weekend, but not all people are agreeing.
Right.
Is there an SEC fatigue? Like, dudes are like, look, man, we guys gotta, push these dudes down, because once they get to the playoffs, they're gonna win the damn thing anyway. Like, what? Like, I'm dead up with you, because I'm like, why? They should have never been this far down. Like, why would they be that far down? Right? If you're moving teams up that haven't beat anybody. And that's what my problem has been, period, is that, dog, I like Indiana. I think it's a hell of a story.
Yeah, me too.
They have not had one big game. They have not beaten anybody.
Well, we'll see on
Ohio State.
Right.
Oh no, if they get smashed out, my thing is, okay, if they get smashed, do they just go away? Like, what are we doing now?
I don't think so.
Do we just
okay?
Right?
Let me just
go ahead.
Ohio State is in a lose-lose situation, because if they beat Indiana, they're not going to move up. But if they lose to Indiana, they're going to drop how far?
And this is the thing, right?
I
can't move any further down than Penn State. They can't move any further than Penn State because they beat Penn State.
Well, who's Penn State playing?
Nobody. They didn't play it all year. And they beat USC, who's not a ranked team. Like, I don't even know why, they're not even a ranked team.
This is why
I don't even know what we talking about.
Big Ten and the SEC, and that's it, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hear you, ACC. Yeah, you got a couple of teams up here in the top 25. It doesn't matter. Miami was your only chance. I'm sorry. Because
I don't know. Like, Dabo, his quarterback, your dog, he pulled it out. He did a Josh Allen, last second touchdown run. But if you look at the whole thing, body of work, you being Florida State don't really help you.
Really doesn't.
I'm trying to see their signature win. So Dave, Penn State beat
Pittsburgh.
West Virginia. They beat Bowling Green. They beat Kent State.
Who?
They beat Illinois. They beat UCLA. They beat USC.
Now hold on.
Okay.
Illinois,
beat Pittsburgh, but where's Pittsburgh at now? Pittsburgh is not even ranked.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they. I'm almost thinking when they beat Illinois might have been ranked.
Illinois ranked. They was ranked 24 at the time. Correct.
Okay, so I can give you that, right?
Illinois wasn't ranked before.
Are they ranked now?
Illinois is 24th now. They wasn't ranked.
I'm sorry. That's a good point. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me on that. Yeah, they wasn't ranked at that time. Yes.
And this is why this thing here that we do, it's a research game too, man. Because you got to know, like, okay, so when you played them, what were they ranked? Right? Oh no, we beat da.
Right.
What's your point? You know what I'm saying? So,
but it also goes along with what you said, though. Da is if Pittsburgh is your best win, and Pittsburgh is now not ranked, even though they may have been ranked when you beat them, but they're not ranked now. So when they look at the whole,
drop with them, you're gonna sink or swim with your schedule. This is why I always said that, and I'm not an SEC fan, but because the conference is so much better than every.
Oh, but we can't tell. You praise the SEC every day.
Man, this is what it is, man. It's not us. It's everybody. This is what it is. It's the SEC and everybody else. Listen,
it's not my
fault. Look how many teams got too long to leave the top 5. Come on, man. I'm sorry.
It's not my fault that Ohio State, before this year, got to play one heavy game a year. And if they got Michigan and Penn State, was a hard year. But then you got Purdue twice, Nebraska, Indiana, because they used to be bad, Indiana State. I'm like, come on, man. You got one hard game a year. And then you play some team in the Pac-10, or whatever. So this is why with that RPI thing, that they talk about, and it'll come back up when it's time to pick these teams for the championship, for the playoffs. It's going to come back up. They haven't talked about it much all season because they want to give everybody the warm and fuzzies. But when they start to talk about the real deal, you have to factor in the RPI. Kevin, man, you talked about it. If you got listen, Indiana's RPI was 100 and something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think Miami's RPI was 80, 90, something. Because it's not your fault, but your conference is trash. You can't, your RPI, and when you look at a team like Arkansas, their RPI is probably 20, 25. Because they got to play Alabama, they got to play Georgia, they got to play Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? They got to play Texas this year, they got to play Oklahoma. So Texas A&M. You got all these squads, and you're like, damn, Vanderbilt ain't no good. Well, guess what, homie? Not, but they played Alabama and beat them, and they had to play this one. Look, LSU is probably out of it. But I test.
Penn State's Penn State's RPI. They're ranked number 7th. Like Texas is number 1, Alabama is number 2, Ohio State's 3, Notre Dame's 4, Georgia's 5, Ole Miss.
They play Oregon and Penn State. Okay, no.
I was about to consider this. It's the 4-letter network source. So, as the RPI. But to finish up what you said about Penn State, and you're going to love this one. So they just finished beating Washington, who's not very good this year. They lost a bunch of people, right? Shout out to Michael Penix. He got to clean up yesterday in that loss against who did they play yesterday? Denver. the Falcons, and Penn State beat my alma mater this past weekend. They murdered Purdue 49-10, and they got the Minnesota and they got Maryland as they close out the year.
Row the boat, or row the canoe, or whatever the hell that saying is. Minnesota, row the boat. Open
Gently
the boat.
down the street.
With the boat. Yeah, he got to say it. Do something with the boat.
Well, that's what it is.
Man. Yeah, it's fine, and I only reason I don't like it, everyone, not for me, guys. I like it. I don't like it because it makes for a bad playoff. That's why I don't like it, because it makes for a bad playoff. Because these teams get up in there, and when they get smashed out, then the whole world's like, "Oh yeah." Okay, I watched it. I watched Alabama with 2 losses win the national championship twice.
So but you got to give teams a chance to win.
This is why the Big Ten and the SEC needs to be by themselves, and everybody else have their own bowl games or whatever. Because this is exactly why. This is ladies and gentlemen, put the screen on me. I know the screen is already on me, but this is the reason why I have fell out of love with college football, is because of this here. It's not about the sport, it's about the politics of the sport. And again, I understand strength of schedule, I understand all of that. But again, my argument last year, how are you going to tell kids, yes, at 18 years old, they're still kids, 19, they're still considered kids when it comes to sports. You tell kids, yo, you win the games. You win every game, and you're still not invited to the dance. It has to be some kind of rebalancing, in my opinion. How you do that, I have no idea. I'm not at that table. But just I would say SECs and the Big Tens of the world need to have their own playoff. And everybody that wants to be entertained with great football, you go watch that. And for everybody else that just wants their fair share, let them have their fair share elsewhere.
Another thing is, like real talk, I think NCAA karma. Kev always says it, man. Karma is something else, man.
She ain't never lose.
I think the NCAA ain't losing, and the NCAA, and I know, and this is, I don't know, this is my man Ryan's team. He don't be with me on this, and I'm like, yo, dog, it doesn't matter that their quarterback got hurt. They won the ACC title with the backup. So for you not to invite them at 13-0 to the dance, and I don't care what the blank was going to happen. If you didn't think they had a chance of winning, well, I could have told you 2 years before you shouldn't have invited Michigan, because I knew Georgia was going to beat the pants over them.
Yeah,
I could saw that when them kids came out the locker room. They was like, "Oh, whoa, we thought we was big. These dudes here really, really big here, Coach Harbaugh. Oh, we can beat them. Who's got it better than us?
Nobody."
Just like that too. They said nobody. Because it was like, what in the hell? These guys are our age, coach. You know, you feel like you're going to an AAU game, 12 and under, and dudes is driving to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, dog,
check them ages.
Yes, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
You look at that. Kev ref these games, had boy drive to the game, get out there, walk into the Y, smoking a cigarette. Tell me, yo, coach, where I'm at? You can't play. You can't play. Can't play.
Right.
And this is, it's nothing wrong with these kids, but it is balancing out because of the money. Because they said there's a quarterback going to Michigan. I think he got offered $10.5 million. So if you paying, you playing. So that evens things out. But even then, you still got to have those complementary players on your team to fill out a roster. So that's all I'm saying. You still got to have that at least. And I don't think a lot of those schools, have it. So if we took the lowest schools around the mid to below level in these conferences, I take Vanderbilt. Then we'll take NC State or North Carolina. Then you can take a Purdue in another school. And Vanderbilt beats all those schools by 30.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. But I love the sport and I love the anarchy. So I'm going to keep paying the kids. Anarchy. I choose violence.
Yep. Now it's definitely going to be something. I don't know. I'll just get to the first game. I wanted to break some breaking news here. Looks like the Charlotte 49ers, and you know, those in the Charlotte area. No, D-Dub just said in the private chat. Looks like they the major development they have. I'll just put it on the screen. Looks like they fired their football coach. D-Dubs. He'll be on here shortly. He's here, but he's getting himself together. But he'll talk about the firing of his
Yeah, we can. But you know, I mentioned we talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
UNC Charlotte had a very bad plan. And their plan of success was, I think, ride the wave of Malik Creek a few years ago when they was beating the crap out of everyone. But all those kids was going to other schools. They wasn't staying here. Why would you want to stay here? You go to Alabama, you could be at Auburn, you could be at Florida State, you could be here, you could be. Why would you stay here if you could go play at big-time college football? These dudes with Charlotte thought that they could recruit these kids, and they had no chance. You know, they just had no chance at getting these kids. So I think they went to the wrong conference. They went to the wrong level of football first. They should have stayed down there with the, you know, what's that school? George Masons and 1AA championship, because they have a nice championship series down there, which I think is still the best. People don't watch it, but like North Dakota State and those schools, that playoff is probably better than the FBS playoff. If you ever watch it, like that football, they is dead serious. Man. Them cats is out there playing cold in North Dakota. They outside. Listen, I always watch that. I watched down to the Division III championship because it's still the same thing. They still got brackets.
Right.
And those kids go hard. They may not be the best players, but they go hard as hell out there. You know, and you go and get an Ali Muppet, you know, who's in the NFL now from a D3 school. So what I'm saying is the 49ers, they've got too, all of our grandmothers would say, they got too big for their britches. They should have never went to the level they went, because all they've done there is lose. They haven't even had anything sniffing of winning.
Oh man!
So how can you recruit with that? You can't.
D-Dub breaking news.
Yo, what's up, family? How y'all doing?
I'm not gonna make a joke about that. I like Coach, man. Coach was good, but I guess like DA said, man, that's
Yo, he's a made man, man. Yo, I ain't got nothing to say about that man. That man, I don't know, man. It's hard. It's hard. Coaching is hard, man. After I seen that destruction from South Florida, I mean, they smoked them.
Yeah, they got a butt kicking.
Yeah, they got an ass whooping. So you know, hey, man, it's a tough game. Tough game. How y'all fellas doing?
We're good tonight, man. We just went over the AP Top 25. We're gonna dive into the first game on the docket here. We're gonna talk about get ready to say the Niners. You got the 49ers. The Buffaloes against the Utes. Yeah, we'll talk about them. From Boulder, Colorado, from the AP, CBS Sports says Shador Sanders overcame a shaky start to throw 3 touchdown passes to LaJohntay Wester, return a punt for 76 yards for a score. And number 18, Colorado pulled away late to beat Utah 49-24 on Saturday. Winners of 4 straight, the Buffaloes, 8-2, 6-1 in Big 12 play, remain in the driver's seat for the appearance in the conference title game and possibly a spot in the college football's playoff. They doubled their win total from a season ago when they finished 4-8. We haven't even put it all together. We haven't played our best game. Coach Deion Sanders said they should be. That should be in itself scary. When I said we coming and we still coming, we never stop coming. We're coming and we ain't nearly there yet. Sanders threw an interception on his first pass of the game, and later lost a fumble. And it finished 30 of 41 for 340 yards. He connected twice on TD passes to Will Shepard. Sanders has thrown 27 TD passes, one away from matching the season single school record set by Sefo LaFou in 2014. Go ahead, DA. What you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Deion got to watch all that coming. All right. Getting a lot of
meeting
later on. Find out he was at his Diddy party or something.
Oh, you talk about that? No, we're not going there. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, Colorado, man. All they gotta do is win out. They win out.
Woo!
They in there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
they're gonna play BYU.
The way they looking right now, they looking pretty strong. What you said, D? What's the next?
They'll play BYU in the championship or Kansas. I guess. BYU,
yeah.
Kansas.
Yeah. So, shout outs to Coach Prime. Excellent job thus far down the stretch. Hey, more wins than they had in the last 2-3 years.
They doubled their wins. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's ain't too much to say, man. They're playing good ball. All I can say is that
when they start to go ahead, I can't see you, so I'm talking while you over.
Oh no, go ahead. What you said?
I said we'll see as they get more players, because again, Deion Sanders is not leaving that job. But as they get more players over the next few years, and they get a real roster, because right now they just got it's almost like youth football. They got the two best players, right? So you got Shedeur, and when even he throws the ball up wrong, Travis gets it anyway. So it really doesn't matter. So
I mean, the next two games, I thought the game that was going to get them was the Texas Tech, but that seemed to be, that wasn't it. And they got Kansas and Oklahoma State last two.
Kansas is a hard game.
I was about to say that. Hey, special shout out to Dan K's watching. Shout out to my main man Tolman. Tolman, what's up, brother? Thank you for chiming in also, man. Yeah, watch out for BYU. Yeah, I agree. Even though that was a tough loss they had the other night, but
BYU
like
they escaped danger the last 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks, yes, they did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just caught up to them.
It finally caught up to them.
Yep.
So
I mean, truth be told, who they played? It was BYU and the Utes.
The
Utes was up 21 points.
That holding call, that defensive holding call, which wasn't defensive holding in my opinion, that was really jacked up. So, but whatever, it's what it is. Like I said earlier, Colorado, they control their own destiny. Like I said, they went out. Looks like they got a pathway to go into the championship game with the Big 12. Let me ask you this. I'll ask the DA this. You always talk about Big 12 defense. Has it changed? Okay.
No, they don't. I think Warren Sapp is pulling some things together. And I do say that in all honesty. Like, he has one of the defensive linemen is really good. And they're playing some D. They are playing some D. They don't have like a full complement of great defensive players, but they probably have more than most schools do in that conference. But, BYU has big boys up front. They usually do. They usually have a hard-hitting linebacker, and they do. But secondary, if Shedeur is throwing it around, I think he can get BYU. Kansas has some sneaky athletes always on their squads. So we'll see this next game. But no, they still don't play defense like not even like the Big Ten or the ACC plays defense. At least not yet, no. But if they start to do that in that conference, they'll be like TCU. They'll run through it and go to a national championship game. Because all TCU did was play a little bit of defense. And they were a juggernaut. So,
Shout out to Janisha. Thank you for chiming in. Yeah, this is Senior. That's right. You see us. And no, we're not talking about the Cowboys tonight. No, the Cowboys stink. Tell them to go get some curtains.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Harden, how are you, man? Thank you for chiming in, Miss Harden. Thank you so much.
I'll go to downtown to Conway on 34th Street. They're cheaper out there. Just go get the curtains at Conway.
Yo, they actually had the curtains up. They actually had the curtains up for the fight on Friday night, which we talked about.
Yeah, I know, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I told you, Jerry don't care about that team. Jerry don't care about that damn team, man.
Jerry just trying to get the paper, man. That's it.
Yeah, you got to get the cash.
Mr. Jeffrey, thank you for chiming in. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Man, let's move on to the next game. There's a lot of from the AP from CBS Sports, of course. Clemson. We'll go down to Pitt and Clemson here from the AP. Cade Klubnik wanted to get out of bounds, needed to get out of bounds. The clock was running. Clemson was trailing Pittsburgh, and all the Tigers' timeouts were gone. So the junior quarterback broke into the secondary on a design run and then veered right for the safety of the sideline. Klubnik never got there. He never had to. A well-timed block from wide receiver T.J. Moore gave Klubnik a lane that offered nothing but green grass in victory. Klubnik's instincts led him to cut up the field for a go-ahead 50-yard touchdown run with 1:16 remaining, and that lifted the 17th-ranked Tigers past the Panthers 24-20. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Pitt was 7-0, man. Remember, Pitt had started off 7-0. And
started off strong.
They started off real strong, so they had some losses here. I don't have it in front of me, but Clemson played well opponent. SMU, yep. So Clemson's ranked 20 now. They got 8-2. Go ahead.
Pitt has lost their last 3.
Yes,
they lost to SMU, they lost to Virginia, and they lost to Clemson, and they got Louisville, which
on the 23rd.
We'll see how that goes.
They just lost, and they got beat by Stanford, who came back from 20 in the fourth quarter to beat them. So, as we say on the gridiron, fellas, don't let one turn into 2. So, it becomes so debilitating. You lose and, get sad. So the next game, you lose that game too.
So yeah, what's this? 3 in a row from Pitt? Yeah, 3 in a row.
Well, they lost, yeah. But, they're bowl eligible.
I mean, it's tough teams, man. I mean, these are tough teams. I mean, SMU, Virginia.
Yeah, they're gonna beat. So, okay, so Kev.
Go ahead.
So the ACC title game is now SMU versus, is it Miami still, or is it Clemson? Miami only has 1 loss.
Miami has 1 loss, correct? Right now, I believe it should be SMU because SMU has what's SMU's record there?
They haven't lost.
No. Okay. So it would be that. I would think, right? So they're in the ACC.
Yeah, so it's Clemson.
SMU is 9-1.
So is Miami.
No, I never say. I thought they lost the game.
9-1.
Yeah.
Okay,
they lost to BYU earlier in the season.
Right. So we just talked about BYU. So
yeah. So it's going to be Miami against SMU unless something crazy happens in the championship game.
Well, you don't want Dabo in there? I'm only messing with you these times.
I don't have anything
about to happen. His blood pressure about to go up. Go ahead.
No, I actually don't have anything against Dabo no more, man. I let Dabo be Dabo. I think Dabo should do what he did this year and stop talking and start coaching. Because the reality is, at some point in time, you are going to get some NIL. You are going to be in the transfer portal.
Oh, he's going to have to play the game.
You're not going to win.
He's going to have to play the game. I mean, that's just what it is.
Or he'll be sitting with Saban and Krzyzewski.
Absolutely. He'll be sitting on the sidelines. He'll be on ESPN game day, and we'll be, he'll be breaking it down from there. But
so
he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let me move on to the next game here. From Athens, from CBS, from the AP, on a raucous Saturday night between the hedges, Carson Beck once again looked like a quarterback who can lead Georgia to another title. Some Georgia fans may beg to differ. I talked to a couple of them. Showing off his arm and his legs, Beck silenced his critics by throwing for 2 touchdowns and running for another, leading the number 11 Bulldogs to a 31-7 victory over number 6 Tennessee that gave a huge boost to their college football playoff hopes. And I guess the writer for the AP was saying this because it's going to be hard to really explain a team that loses 3 and they in this playoffs. It's going to be real hard. And I think we talked about that the other week with Georgia. But I guess, and I'll go back to my RPI if I got it pulled up. Yep, my strength of schedule. Georgia, they are ranked 1, 2, 3, 8, number 5 when it comes to for the RPI. Excuse me, yes, strength of schedule. Yeah, and that's what the DA is talking about as far as strength of schedule, which is very important. It should be factored in, right? And, what the DA said they was playing. Alabama was playing on IS 360 on somebody's avenue in New York. No, it actually was Mercer.
Yeah.
Mercer College.
But, it's they're gonna have to deal with it, man. The NCAA still has, like I said, man. You know me, let the computer do it. So, but yeah, because you can't. The eye test is everybody got different eyes. You put that in the computer says, okay, well, you played this person at this point in time. That team was ranked here. Your RPI is this. You beat them by this. Any ties, you do the tiebreakers based upon common opponents. It wasn't hard, man. But we got this committee, boy. Woo! It's got goofy.
The committee's supposed to be
we'll see what we do.
Objective, right? Mike Bristol said he said Clemson needs Miami to lose one more time for them to get in. Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, but they got a bigger win. Miami doesn't have a big win on the year. That's the issue.
And that's what you talked about. Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. Let's move on to the this game. We're just going to talk about because Oregon just barely escaped Wisconsin. That game was 16-13. That game was in Madison, Wisconsin. And
actually a good game there.
Actually a good game. And I was watching the highlights. And so Oregon, who's still number 1, they remain undefeated. Oregon was trailing by 7 points as Wisconsin fans were jumping around to open the fourth quarter. The top-ranked Ducks didn't flinch. Oregon players jumped right along with Wisconsin sellout crowd during the traditional play of the House of Pain. If you haven't seen Wisconsin game, this is what they do at the beginning of the fourth. It's kind of like how in Boston they play Sweet Carolina and in Charlotte too. But they do that, and then the Ducks then dominated the final period for a 16-13 victory over Saturday night. We had a mindset going into the game that song was going to mean for us, and what our reaction was going to be. Oregon coach Dan Lander said, kind of like Pavlov's dog, right? When you hear that song, it means it's time to go. So their quarterback, Gabriel, he was 22 of 31 for 218 yards, 1 interception. Oregon had 218 yards passing, 126 yards rushing for a total of 354. So only talked about it because this game was close and Oregon remains 1-1. Yes, good game. That's right. They remain undefeated, number 1. I'll ask the DA. DA, you think Oregon is a true number 1?
No.
Okay.
But they beat Ohio State, so they beat their ranked guy. They beat their ranked team and they beat Ohio State, so they can't pull the schedule. Maybe the next year at the Big Ten, maybe they'll play 2 good schools. This year they played 1 good school, and that was Ohio State, and they won. Now they barely won, but they did win.
Right.
So that's all I can give you. They're undefeated, right?
Yes,
yeah, they're undefeated.
They haven't lost.
Yep.
But
11-0.
they're the best team? Do I think they're the best
find a way
team
to
in
lose.
football? No, I don't think they're the best team in football.
Who's the best football team?
Not by a ball stretch.
If you had a vote for the AP,
Texas.
if the DA had a vote, Texas
right now, Texas.
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah, I don't want to say Georgia. That'd be
Let me, where's Texas at?
They beat Alabama, lost to Georgia. I think they beat LSU or somebody.
They beat Oklahoma. They lost to Georgia. They beat Vanderbilt.
Beat Alabama.
And they beat
and
Michigan.
they beat Alabama.
I mean, Texas really don't have a whole lot to be desired on this list either.
Did they beat Alabama? Did they beat Alabama?
No, they didn't play
last year.
Alabama.
They must beat Alabama. Oh, that was last year. Yeah. Texas maybe shouldn't be up there either. All right. Well, I go back to my old standby, Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama number one.
Who's ranked 7th?
Yeah, but the Vanderbilt loss is unexcusable. All right, you got it now, but
I totally agree with that.
Now, they were ranked at some point during the year, just not when they beat Alabama. I think they got up to 25 or something after they beat Alabama, but they weren't ranked when they beat Alabama. You know, so and that's a coaching thing. Like, dog, y'all had a big game the week before, beat Georgia, and then the next week you come and you can't win. Like, dog, you need to talk to Coach Saban about keeping your kids tight. But he'll learn, I guess. He'll learn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would say I'm going to take the low hanging fruit. Alabama, Georgia, 2 best teams until otherwise. I don't believe in Oregon. I know what the 11-0 says. We had this problem last year, or not even a problem, but we had this issue with what I seen with Florida State, and people still hollering, whining, and crying.
Well, you were just late coming on. Not by your fault, of course. We was talking about Florida State and how they didn't get invited, and they were saying, hey, because of their quarterback and all this stuff, and that's why whatever, man. When it comes to that stuff, so
again, we old school. At least me and DA talk about it. I'm much rather go ahead and see this computer come back and make the call. Yeah, we use the computer for everything else. So why not chat GPT? What is it? Chat GPT? Whatever. Let that come in here and do it. You understand what I'm saying? So because evidently we can't get it right as humans. So because we're not objective enough, and we don't have that.
We can't get the calls on the field right.
Yeah,
I digress.
They got that group of people that figure out the NIL. Don't figure out we can take care of the playoffs. Y'all take care of the NIL. Mm-hmm. Y'all take care of the transfer portal. Get that right.
Okay. Let me move on to Kansas. The Kansas and BYU game I talked about already. Upset. Kansas wins this game 17-13 from the 8th AP from Jalen Daniels threw for 169 yards. Dylan Neal ran for 2 touchdowns, and Kansas City upset number 7 BYU 17-13 on Saturday night to hand the Cougars their first loss of the season. The Jayhawks 4-6, 3-4 in Big 12 play. Beat ranked opponents in back-to-back weeks for the first time in school history, improved to 3-0 against the Cougars. Neal passed for 4,000 yards. Neal surpassed 4,000 yards rushing in his career, finishing with 52 yards on the ground. The victory over BYU kept alive hopes of Kansas qualifying for a bowl game for the 3rd consecutive season. And I'm sorry, I lost my place there. For 3rd consecutive season. The victory and season for as following a 1-5 start. Sorry about that. I feel like our team has done great job being able to stay the course, Daniel said. I feel like a big staple within our program is being able to trust the process. I'm just going to veer off topic for a quick second. Miss Janisha, you saw what Houston just did, Joe Mixon? I'm out of the side of my eyes. They up there dancing on Dallas. 6 Man, get out of here, Dallas.
Man, please.
I don't know if she's still with us, man, but thank you for shout out to my moms. Moms is here. What's up, moms? Yeah, the Panthers did well yesterday, right?
Did they play?
No, I'm just being a jerk. Okay. She told me, make sure they shout out the Panthers. That's like, Mom, did I play the ball? So they called it back. It looks like they. Oh, did they? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let me get to that. So going back to Kansas and BYU, very good game. Game was real late at night on Saturday night, but Kansas, they got the win. 17-13. As I told about Daniels, he was 12-19. Defensive battle there, and this is like DA says, anarchy. So BYU is 9-1, and the big was it Big 10, Big 12? I mean, I get mixed up with them sometimes. They're the Big 12, excuse me. And they might be a showdown with them in Colorado. So for the Big 12 championship game. So we got that, man.
A good game.
Yeah, should be a good game. If Colorado keeps it up, keeps doing their thing, yeah, we could see them meeting, man. So let me transition to the National Football League. The National Football League, not a lot of good games this week. D-Dubs, before we begin, who's on the hot seat? Well, hold on. Before we get to the hot seat,
set it up, man. Go ahead.
Well, let me get to the hot seat. Before I do that, and I got to read this from a local paper because they follow the team. From the New York Post. And this came on around 8 o'clock this morning. Daniel Jones is headed to the bench. This is from Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post. And he says this, Daniel Jones is headed to the bench and might not start another game for the Giants. Coming off a bye late in another loss, Johnny Jones is headed to the bench and he might not ever start another game for the Giants. Oh, you were just saying he will not. Coming off a bye week. Coming off a bye week, late in another lost season, the Giants had decided to bench Jones and turn to fan favorite Tommy DeVito as their starting quarterback. The Post confirmed Jones will be the third stringer as Drew Lock will remain the backup. Former general manager Dave Gettleman once said, "It would take 3 years to find out how crazy I am for reaching to pick Jones at number 6 overall in 2019. It took twice as long as Gettleman forecasted and a lot of excuses, but the 6 years Jones era is likely over. It would be short-sighted of the Giants to even activate Jones for any of their remaining 7 games, including Sunday against the Buccaneers." DeVito, a fan favorite. DeVito is actually from the East Rutherford, New Jersey area, who went 3-3 as a rookie starter last season, can handle the rest of the season and help determine where within the top 10 picks the Giants are drafted. Let me give the Giants this.
Now, the only reason they're not playing that fool is because if they play him and he gets hurt, they're going to pay him $23 million. So they said no chance of that. No chance.
Yep. So it's almost like the with Russell Wilson when he was in Denver. They said, you know what, we're going to just sit you and not play you. D-Dubs, your thoughts when the notification hit your phone at 8:15 this morning? Oh, you did this too?
Yeah. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I only been telling y'all guys for how long? And I wasn't even that rough. I wasn't even that tough on Daniel Jones. Matter of fact, I shot you
the twin box. Yes.
The twin box. I shot you in the email.
Yes.
You got what it says? D-Dub said?
I'll bring it up. Go ahead. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, man, this is a long time in the making. I mean, I've only been saying that the Giants have been parading this young man out here as a number 1, and it's not his fault.
He's a number 7.
He's a number, yes, he's a number not in the NFL for my liking, for my taste. Okay, so he had one good year, and I gave him credit for that. He did have that year. We went to the playoffs. We knocked off Minnesota. That was great. It was a great run. But even still, he doesn't add up. He doesn't, saying for that to be that quarterback. Not for us anyway. And we done had him for 6 years. And my God, 6 years has went so fast. But I mean, it has gone so that it doesn't. I didn't even realize we had him for 6 years until I dug in here recently.
2 of them.
Well, he got hurt last year. Yeah. He was hurt last year, and the year before he had the run. But yeah, man, it's just that we had a bad GM and Dave Gettleman. Yes, Dave Gettleman, who drafted, who made some questionable decisions. The only one that he did get was And I question that because we didn't have nothing around him with Saquon Barkley. They got him, and we still didn't have still to this day, in my Deontay Wilder's voice,
To this
still
day.
don't have, to this day, we still don't have a offensive line.
Offensive line.
Still,
Yeah.
it's still a problem that it's been an issue, an ongoing
Building
issue.
the team within
Building
to the
the
outside.
team inside out, right? We talk about it so much. Did you get that quote? Did you
Outside.
I got the quote. Let me get it here.
Yeah.
And this is what Twin Box did. If all those that's following us for the first time, we got a website, sportschaserspodcast.net. And what's really cool about our website, you can go down to the bottom. There's actually an AI tool down there. It's called Twin Box. You can put in what you can ask the Twin Box whatever you want to ask as far as what we have said about the show. All 300 plus episodes of it. Yep, we've been rocking out since 2018. So check it out. So this is what D-Dubs has said, according to Twin Box. It says, D-Dubs has expressed mixed feelings about Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. Initially, there was skepticism due to the coaching changes and the challenges Jones faced, including injuries and learning a new system. D-Dubs mentioned that while Daniel Jones can make impressive throws, consistency and support from the team have been issues. He also noted that the Giants' offensive line struggles, likening it to that of 2021 season, where Jones was often running for his life. Despite these challenges, there is an acknowledgement that Jones had a good year that last season, but whether he's worth the significant contract he received is debated. Overall, D-Dub seems to support giving Daniel Jones a fair chance, especially considering the obstacles he faced. D-Dubs, you hear
I'm
right?
way over. I'm over the limit, dog. I'm tired. I'm tired of giving chances. I can't give no more.
I just have
can't
one
give no
question.
more.
I got one question. And
I got
y'all-
all
y'all-
that stands.
y'all can answer this. Y'all can answer this better than I
Go ahead.
can.
Go
Because
ahead.
you already know where I'm going with it. How many coordinators did Daniel Jones have in them 6 years? How many head coaches did he have in them years? And I'm not condoning his.
No, D.
Play.
But yeah, close to it.
I'm not condoning his play because it has been reckless at times, but so has the organization's decisions over that time period as well. D-Dub, I remember vividly us being on the phone when that man was drafted and continuing on through that draft, looking around to see why there was no offensive lineman picked.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted.
Even during the Saquon, man. Again, I don't understand, and I'm not a Giants fan, but again, this is football, right? I don't understand where the Giants have kind of fallen off that side of the seesaw to where they was a great organization, they made great decisions, and they made great football decisions. And for the last 10 years, maybe, I may be reaching 8 years, it has not been that. So what do y'all say? I mean, y'all
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
100% right. And also be on the lookout for Joe Shine. You about to be out of here. Dayball, you about to be gone. And again,
this is the hot.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
We're back in. We're back at square one once again. Only thing we could do is I could ask.
10 years.
I keep on wanting to say Tommy DeVito. No disrespect to you, young man. You're just in a bad situation with a bad team right now, and the leadership is not there. So what I like the Giants to continue to do is to continue to lose, and let us look at getting either a Cam Ward, a Shador Sanders, at least something that we know we can build with. Excuse me?
No, you sign your own guy.
Yeah. Stay in your lane. Your guys let Gino run in. So anyway,
don't be sidetracked by this guy. Go ahead.
Don't sidetrack me. Hey, yes, let us do what we need to do. And and to your point, E, yes, you are correct. I mean, the beat goes on, man. We got to get right somewhere. I thought Joe Shine did a pretty good job on defense as far as collecting some players. But at some point, we got to get this thing rolling because, again, this becomes, I told you, you guys already know, 10-year project, right, D? We always talk about it. You don't get this quarterback right, it becomes a 10-year project.
In purgatory.
And if you don't, that's where you're gonna be at. Yes. So it's either, I was reading a paper today, it's either they stay and get one of these quarterbacks in the draft,
y'all will really have to get bad, because there's a few teams worse than y'all, just so you know.
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at the schedule. Who else is worse than us that we got the same?
The Panthers got the worst record than y'all.
No, the Panthers beat us. We were 2-8, brother.
Yeah, we got the tiebreaker. Yeah, we got the tiebreaker in that. Yeah, so
y'all might be number one. Y'all might be number one, like KRS.
So right now, between I think between us and the Raiders right now, the Raiders might be neck and neck.
And the Browns.
And the Browns.
The Browns, the Titans, the Jaguars.
The only thing I could pray for is, you say pray for rain. I pray for losses. I'm praying for losses. Yes.
This dude said, y'all pray for rain. I pray for losses.
Yeah.
Yo, last year, you now folks go on Twin Box and listen for Darryl last year. Well, and the year before. We'll be looking for losses. And we can lose to them. But he wasn't talking about making good picks. Darryl was predicting losses. So
that's what I'm doing right now. Let's go down the schedule. Look down the schedule to see where the Giants can lose these games at. That's what we gotta do. I know that sounds sacrilegious right now, but
if you actually do real Giant fan, I can't be troubled.
But if you want to play if you're gonna be strategic about it, you gotta lose. You gotta lose.
Well, here it is. I got it right here. So you got the Buccaneers, at Dallas,
lost.
Home for New Orleans, home for the Ravens, at Atlanta,
lost because we suck at home,
and at Philly is your.
Yeah, let's lose all 6 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Don't have no pride now. I don't want you to have no pride. No.
No. Sorry. I would just say this. Right? All jokes aside.
Pride.
I see three possible wins. One, of course, is Dallas. All you Dallas fans in the comment. Sorry, but it is what it is. And then you got the Saints, and you got the Falcons, and you got the Buccaneers. So it might be 4 because none of them teams want to win that division.
Right.
None of them. They playing hot potato with the division. So you might have 2 wins out of this stretch.
Well, I'm praying against their downfall. So don't take it personal, guys. Please, Giants, don't take it personal.
Darryl is going to be cheering for the Dallas Cowboys.
You damn right.
All right, just so you know.
Yes.
Let's move on.
You got that Dallas hat? You got that star yet?
No, I
can't buy it.
My bad.
I couldn't bring myself to do it, man. I can't bring myself to do it. That's the one team I can't.
Yo, he be online. He be like, no, I can't.
No.
Yo, hit that button, man. Add it to your cart, man.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna be in the house, and they're gonna be like, "Who you cheering for? What you?" I ain't talking about nothing.
Let me move on.
No, I don't.
Let me move on. Let me move on here. From the AP from CBS Sports, of course, Chicago, Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers made just enough plays to squeeze out yet another win over the Chicago Bears. This time, it took a late touchdown and a blocked field goal. Love ran for a go-ahead score in the closing minutes, and Green Bay hung on to beat Chicago 20-19 on Sunday when Carl Brooks blocked Cairo Santos kick from 46 yards as time expired. Christian Watson set a career high with 150 yards and just 4 catches, including a 60-yarder that set up Love's touchdown run, and the Packers 73, who are 73, avoided falling further behind Detroit and Minnesota in the NFC North. They also beat the last place Bears 4-6 for the 11th straight time, the longest streak by either team in the story rivalry. I'll give it to E because E was going crazy in the comments. Your thoughts on this game real quick?
Hey, yo, this game was crazy to watch, man. Yo, but I will say that throw. Now, Jordan Love, brother. Let me pull this up real quick. Did he have a turnover yesterday? I'm sure he did.
Jordan Love was 13 of 17, 21 interception. Correct.
Okay. All right, brother. I know we've been saying this every week. You got to stop turning that damn ball over, boy. You got to stop doing that.
Kwame Brown style.
However, those throws that he delivered to Watson, man,
a hell of a good pass.
It was a better catch than it was a throw, but
yeah.
I don't understand this team, man. I don't know. Y'all should have lost, but it's the Bears. We talk about the Browns, and the Bears got their claws out and they're bearing. I don't. I will say Caleb Williams, they got a stud. I will say he hung in there and tried and put some passes together and tried to get these guys down the field to make the game-winning field goal that was not to be because it was blocked. Yo, man, I don't know. Outside of Giants fans and Cowboy fans, the Bear fans, man, I know a couple of y'all. I don't know how y'all do it.
I know your boy. I know your boy Rex wanted his job, wanted coach's job this morning. So he's said the coach at Chicago gave the game away.
Rex is always lobbying for something that looks like
somebody's job.
Yeah. Let me move on here. Real quick a note. And I just wanted to go over this game for the Lions beat the Jaguars 52-6. But the most stat that I saw the Lions had 400 more total yards, 400 plus more total yards of offense than
Yo, man.
Peterson.
Go ahead, D-Dub.
I don't have nothing for you, man.
It's Mac Jones. That's all you got. It's Mac Jones. What did you expect, man? What did you expect? That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, Detroit is rolling right now. Again, best team in the NFC. Rolling. Some will argue the best team in all of football. Not gonna argue that. It is what it is. Yo, man.
9-1.
You. Yeah, that was just a bad. That was just a bad. That was just a train wreck that you ran into as a Jacksonville Jaguars, man.
I mean, you ran into Jared Goff. Jared Goff was 24-29, dog. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that, man? Yo, Jacksonville, go home, man. Go take a nap.
And
this
is the bye week, so what usually happens on the bye week, or when you come back from London or Germany, usually somebody's gone. So
I was going to say, you talked about a hot seat earlier. Again, I'm going to say it again. Doug Peterson, you should be burnt. You should be burnt, sir. You should be burnt.
It's hot. It's sizzling.
Yeah.
Dougie is not so fresh right now. So
definitely. But you got problems. Let me move on to the next game. I think this was one of the two better games of the day from the AP from CBS Sports. The Pittsburgh Steelers insisted that they have no secret formula when it comes to stopping Lamar Jackson, that there's nothing mystical about their approach to their otherworldly Baltimore Ravens quarterback. They study film just like everybody else. They read their cues just like everybody else. They fight just like everybody else, and they win like just about no one else. Forget the minutes of what it is to do. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said, "You better play hard, fast, and together, or you don't have a shot." They almost always do when Jackson's on the other side of the line of scrimmage. The latest proof came on in an 18-16 victory over the Ravens on Sunday that included another 16-minute clinic on slowing down perhaps the most dynamic player in the league. Pittsburgh 8-2 held Jackson and the rest of the NFL's top-ranked offense to season lows in points and yards at 320 yards and season highs in mistakes, some self-inflicted, some not. Baltimore 7-4, turned it over 3 times. Each leads to one of Chris Broswell's 6 field goals and committed 12 penalties, while they never really established the kind of rhythm that comes so easy when they play someone else. Another stat that I heard this today or yesterday, how the Steelers, this is like their third game they won by kicking field goals. I think that's just incredible.
Yo. Hey, Broswell.
Braswell. Yeah, let me give him some applause, man. He keeps doing that, man. Tomlin said the game.
I'm at five field goals.
I'm tired of giving him the game ball. Yo, man, I just think that they absolutely are the Ravens kryptonite, and they played well again. This is a good game. D-Dub said it. He said, "Yo, for your 1 o'clock game, people," he said, "This is the game to watch. Just stand alone. This game was a good game, and it came to play. There's a knockdown, drag out fight as they do in the AFC North between those two teams. Those two teams don't like each other. They was constantly after each play. It looks like there was always some kind of, I call it a conference, where they were just jostling and getting together and mouthing and playing smash mouth football, man. And that's what you want to see, man. So and they made Jackson look normal as he did. Jackson was 16 of 33. I think he ran. He threw the ball too much yesterday for 207 yards. And I'll get this to E. Go E. I don't know who's calling the plays. Derrick Henry ran on the ball only 13 times for 65 yards, 1 TD. His longest play.
He had a fumble opening drive. He had a fumble.
Yeah, he had a fumble. Yes. Go ahead, E. Go ahead.
I would just say this, man. I'll say this. Stop trying to outsmart yourself and play your style of football.
There you go.
I don't understand why
they can't help themselves. They can't help themselves.
Why the bleep we always do this? It seems like the Ravens is front and center when it comes to this, man. I don't know if Jackson started looking around at the noise and saying, "Oh, you can't beat the Steelers and this and that, the third. You front runner for MVP." Yo, man, you need to close all that noise out and play ball. Your coach needs to coach and let his players play. Derrick Henry only had 13 carries. 13. You're not down 20 points. Why? Come on, man. You got them for a reason. Use them. We seen what happens when you run the ball with Derrick Henry. Okay, not to say that he was going to run all over Pittsburgh like he did everybody else. However, you will give your offense balance. And just like Kev said, the man threw the ball way too much for my liking. So, and then you got the turnovers. I would say this. I was just looking at the schedule. Baltimore does not play well on the road, especially when it comes to the AFC. The NFC seems like they have their way with them. But when it comes to the AFC, they do not play well. Whatever that reason is, I don't know, but that's what it is. My opinion, of course.
Gotcha. D-Dubs, thoughts on this game?
Thoughts, I want to say shout outs to both teams' defense. The defense, this was very like a smash mouth game. And so it was very defensive, as you see by the score. At some point, we're going to have to start looking at Harbaugh. And I know he's a, great coach or a good coach, whatever. Yeah, everybody likes him. But at some point, with this talent that you collected, we're gonna have to start looking at you. This is a 7-4 record. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm looking across at the Steelers, and I'm looking at, well, Mike Tomlin is doing it with, which I said, a washed quarterback. We said Russell Wilson. Well, maybe I might have said that. I'm not going to speak for you guys. I'm a washed quarterback.
Hey, trade lightly. Dan is listening.
Yeah, no. We said
washed quarterback. I was wrong who said he wasn't washed. Dan said it. He said he was washed. I said,
the only thing I said this Steelers team would probably be 8-8, and then they are 8-2. Look at, this Steelers team. You got and enough of the talk of. I don't want to hear no more slander about Mike Tomlin. This man, every time,
keeps pushing the right button.
Keeps pushing, yeah. Keeps getting, gets the right, enough with the slander on him. Y'all got to put some respect on his name. And he's doing it with, before Wilson got there, it was smoke and mirrors before how he was doing it.
With the quarterbacks they had in the past, yes.
And kept on winning and getting at least, if not having a winning record at 500, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't have a loser. They haven't had a losing season. How about that? Right?
Yeah, they hadn't had a losing season, I think, since he's been there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Pittsburgh looked good. Shout outs to George Pickens. George Pickens made incredible catches yesterday. 8 of
NFL young boy.
Yeah, 8 receptions, 89 yards, man. George Pickens is the truth. Najee, man, I mean, he had 63 yards. I was sworn he had a 100-yard day because that man was running hard. I mean, he was extra, just everything he's doing extra. Extra yards, extra this. Najee Harris playing well. Jalen Warren, again, that two-headed monster right there is a good combination, and that it looks like it's going to serve them well going down the stretch. If they, ball control. What was the? Let me see. If they control the ball, control the game by with the run game, man, Pittsburgh is going to be tough because the defense is tough. And yes, they had the ball for 36 minutes time of possession for the Steelers. So compared to the Ravens 23 minutes, I think that says a lot.
Here's a hot take, ladies and gentlemen. This style of football in the playoffs is not one that anybody wants to play. Not Kansas City, not Baltimore, right. not Buffalo, not nobody.
And who's gonna get out of here first, though? Probably one that's gonna be running that ball, but
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
We all know
saying the sling saying just be clear. The people frown upon this running game. They don't want to see the run style and slow the game down, which will benefit the Ravens. If the Ravens should just run the ball, again, another team. These two teams, if they just stay with the run, I think they'll have more success. Let me just say it like that so I won't confuse nobody.
Correct.
They'll have more success than just slinging the ball all over the place. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at.
I got you. Well, let me move on to the next game. DA, ready? From the AP, from Santa Clara, California, Geno Smith scampered past the tired San Francisco defense for the go-ahead score in the closing seconds and struck the iconic Stephen Curry's night-night pose. Just when it looked as if Seattle's playoff hopes might be put to rest, Smith engineered a game-winner and possibly season-saving drive. Smith capped the 80-yard drive with a 13-yard scramble with 12 seconds remaining, giving the Seahawks their second win in 7 games with a 20-17 victory over the 49ers on Sunday. We knew what was at stake. Smith said, "We're trying to turn around our season. This is a step in the right directions." Geno Smith, he was 25 of 32 for 221 yards, 1 interception. Brock Purdy, 21 for 28, 159 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Walker ran the ball for 14 times for 54 yards, and McCaffrey 19 times for 79 yards. DA, what's going on with your team? What you got?
And where was the defense at?
Yeah, I don't know what they was playing that last drive. I got no idea. I got no idea. Nobody's in the middle of the field. I know Geno is not the biggest running threat, but you play that man-to-man down there and you turn around and everybody loses sight of the quarterback. So, it wasn't a good look. But, hey, I'm not like I said, I'm kind of like y'all. I mean, I don't think we could lose the point to be in the lottery in the draft, but I would definitely not have a problem not making it and rebuilding the whole thing out for next year. So I'm not necessarily mad. I'm not necessarily mad because every year is not a good year to make it. So
that's a fact.
So.
Gotcha. E, what you think about this NFC West? Being that you're in the NFC West yourself with the Arizona Cardinals.
This is what I ain't gonna say I expected. I picked San Fran, but this is the type of game. This in this division, this is what you get, man. It's kind of like the AFC North. Yo, man, these teams beat each other up and all this other stuff. You see them twice a year. You kind of, if you're not playing your A game, you will see your way out with a loss. And that's exactly what happened to San Fran. Y'all talking about the defense. Where was the offense? Again, I will point to one name. Once again, Deebo Samuel, 7 targets, 4 catches, 22 yards. There is something off with this offense. It might be Purdy. It might be the play calling. I don't know what it is, but it's something off. Okay, I understand you don't have Ayuk, but you're not going to tell me that one guy, now that you got CMC back in the fold, you're not going to tell me that Ayuk is the problem that why this offense is not spurring the way they're supposed to spur. So That's just my thing. Great win for Seattle. It keeps their playoff hopes alive. Everybody's at 5-5, game behind Arizona. And yes, I'm an Arizona fan. Do I think they're gonna win the division? No, I don't.
Who's gonna win the
I hope
division?
they do, but I don't.
Watch out for
It could be the Rams. Who knows? I mean, this is one of these seasons, man. You just don't know.
True that.
I would pick San Fran just off of talent, but hell, it could be Seattle. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
B-Dubs, your thoughts?
Yeah, all I said was, "Where's the defense?" I mean, Gino just like, I mean, I know he was running, but it was a slow run. I mean, he looked like there was like nobody around him. But this NFC West, man, I'm like, I mean, everybody's 500 except for the Cardinals. Cardinals are 6-4. Yeah, I don't know. Fortunately, you know, I don't know. Somebody's got to win this division here. So,
I don't know.
I don't know. Everybody looks like they're in the middle of the pack. There's nobody separating. Nobody has separated themselves. Even the Cardinals with the 6-4 record. I don't really believe in them. And I don't know. I mean, it's just these division games, man. It's very hard. You know, these guys see each other a lot, so you know, they know each other very well. Like you know, like E said. So I mean, these are the games that they beat up one another on. So I don't know. But I would say after Thanksgiving, somebody's gonna have to start separating at some point.
Right.
But at which team? I'm not exactly sure which one these guys, because right now, they all looking the same right now. So
I will say that as much as I talk about this division and how, you know, this is to me the best division in football, you might only see one team come out of this shit that goes to the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know, because
the way he's looking right now, yes.
I mean, because you got Green Bay, you got, of course, Detroit, the front runner, but you got Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota and Green Bay.
8-2. Yeah, you got 3 in the North.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is
Philly and
Washington right now.
Whoever comes out the South.
Yeah,
well, God knows that South is they just as bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably be Atlanta.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, Atlanta. Let me move on to the next game here. Another good game here from Orchard Park. This is the Sunday night game. At the Washington quarterback Josh Allen bounced off the 2 Kansas City Chiefs defenders before crossing the goal line on a 26-yard run. Bills receiver Khalil Shakir joined the rest of the pack, Buffalo Stadium, by screaming at the top of his lungs. Allen's touchdown on 4th and 2 with 2:17 left sealed Buffalo's 30-21 victory, kept the Bills 9-2 in contention for the AFC's top seed, and spoiled the 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs bid for a perfect season. When Josh takes off, I find myself just watching like, wow, he's different. Shakir said when he took off today, I just started yelling. I couldn't stop yelling. I was blanking in the head. Bills fan chimed in by chanting MVP while watching the replay of their quarterback bursting out the middle to secure a victory in the latest matchup against, the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs, who are 9-1, who ended Buffalo's playoff runs in the last 3 years of the past 4 seasons. Allen, even his record of 4-4, including playoffs against the Chiefs, he said he knew he was on the line when Coach Sean McDermott elected to go for it on 4th down rather than settle for a field goal. And he says this: I appreciate coaching for trusting us. That Allen, who took off up the right hash mark, shrugged off being shouldered by linebacker Nick Bolton and had enough momentum to reach the end zone while wrapped up by safety Brian Cook. Anytime you have to give the ball to Pat Mahomes, the offense down 6 with the game on the line, I like the odds in that situation. Allen added, so 1-6 or 7 to try to make it a 2-score game. Buffalo's defense ended Kansas City's desperate final drive when linebacker Terrell Bernard intercepted Mahomes. And I gotta give the coach that instead of playing conservative, they say, it's 4th and 2. Let's just end the game now. And they did it. They gave it to the best athlete on the field, on their side of the ball, Josh Allen, and he definitely did his thing. I thought Geno Smith did his thing when he ran up the ball, but Josh Allen absolutely he shrugged up a couple of dudes. It was like that. I'll give it to the DA because he's definitely Josh Allen's biggest detractor.
Yo, it was a good game. He played a good game. He's not giving the ball to the other team. He's doing all the things the quarterback is supposed to do. And as far as, him saying that, just lost my thought.
Okay, I'll give it to D-Dub. D-Dub, what's your thought? Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not concerned. I'm not really concerned. This is good. Regular season game win. Check back with me in January. With this Buffalo win. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo is a good win, good regular season win. But my thing is, man, hey, if you can't do it in the playoffs, then that this means absolutely nothing. And we've seen Buffalo do this before. Play good games during the regular season, and then come playoff time. Hey, this is I can act like I won something now, but I want you. I need this same energy in January because this is where the Buffalo fans want to see that. We don't want to see the win. It's cool, you got the win, but you think Kansas City is sweating this? I don't think Kansas City is sweating it. So it's a one loss on their belt. Yes, yes, absolutely. I don't believe. Do you believe? No, I don't believe. I do not believe that Buffalo is going to get the job done when it's time. So as I said early in the year, I'm rolling with Kansas City until somebody shows me otherwise.
Period. Yep. I'm with you. E, what you got?
I agree wholeheartedly with D-Dub said, man. All this win did was give the Buffalo fans something to talk about for the week. Oh, we beat Kansas City. He actually did them a favor, in my opinion. He ain't got to talk about, are they going to go undefeated? Or are they going to do this? Now they can go back to the drawing board. They can tighten some things up because Mahomes was very off. Even though he had 3 touchdowns, he still turned that ball over, boy. I don't know what's going on. But they'll get it right. And again, I'm with D-Dub. I got my Kansas City hat in the cart. And when playoff time comes, it's going to be on, man. And until somebody just thrown them, it's going to be on every week. Every week. Because, man, Josh Allen played a good game. I mean, he threw an interception too. But, man, it was a good team win at home. So, yeah. But are we concerned? Is Kansas City concerned? No, not really. I promise you they're not. So
I don't think so. Last game we'll talk about here, and this was a good game here. Well, actually, I tapped out. I said, man, Bengals. Chargers up by 21 points. Goodness. I was like, you know what, whatever, man. So let me read this. Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers finally had their signature win. Even ended up being a white knuckle finish. The Chargers squandered a 21-point third quarter lead Sunday night against the Cincinnati Bengals before J.K. Dobbins rushed for a 29-yard touchdown with 18 seconds remaining to give the LA Chargers a victory 34-27. Great team win. It was awesome. A boisterous Harbaugh said as he started his post-game remarks. After his offense stalled for most of the second half, Los Angeles went 84 yards on 4 plays in 26 seconds on a decisive drive. Ladd McConkey, who had 6 receptions for a career-high 123 yards, had 28 and 27 yards grabbed before Dobbins scored on a run up the left sideline for the second touchdown of the game, man. So, like I stated, man, Cincinnati, they absolutely was horrible in the beginning. But you know what's funny? Another stat that I saw today. Joe Burrows, it's like his 4th game. He's thrown for over 300 yards, and he lost.
Yeah. What's that?
Well, I mean, you can't always. These stats are made trying to come back. So, I mean, you take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
I mean, especially in this one. I mean, man, I watched this game. I don't know who I was talking to. I was like, man, I don't even know why I still got this game on. I was doing something else, cut it back on, and the Bengals had scored and cut it to 1 score. I said, wow.
Wait, because what was it? 24 to 6 at the half?
I believe it was.
Yeah, 24-6 at the half. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 24-6. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Chargers with this 3 and out, it seemed like they had 5 or 6 3 and outs back to back to back. It seemed like, and the Bengals just caught fire. I will say this: for as great as Jamar Chase is, because he's a bad man, there was a lot of drops that he had hit him dead in his hands. And he did not come again. I always talk about that Mets shortstop. I always forget his name. You always make the spectacular play, but the ones the solid ones that you're supposed to do routinely, where you at, bro? It makes no sense, man. But this game honestly reminded me of the Georgia-Alabama game, where they was getting punched in the mouth, looked like it was dead to rights, or turn this ish off, and they start coming back or whatever, and it wasn't enough. Yo, man, it looked in that fourth quarter, it looked like nobody wanted to win the game. It looked like people were gassed, and then Justin Herbert finally put on his Goldilocks suit and made the critical throws down the stretch, and that was it, man. Great game. And I'll say this too. It seems like in the media, the mass media, sports media, that whenever they start talking about a team, I heard somebody say Los Angeles hasn't their defense, how great the defense has been, this and that, the third. And it seems like just like that, Cincinnati just said, okay, hold my beer. We're going to see how good your defense is. And that defense was trash in the second half.
Well,
but they made the critical plays that they needed. Cause that Cincinnati almost pulled that off, man. At the very end, if what's my man name? Derwin James don't knock that ball down and at the very end on that Hail Mary, your man was right there at the goal line. So if he comes down with that catch, it would have been very interesting to see where he would have came down at, where the ball would have been at, and all this other stuff. Would have been interesting, but it was all for now.
Gotcha. Definitely good game. Lot to look to next week. Go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
I just want to say shout out to J.K. Dobbins. They're saying, you know what? Not tonight. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm not with this overtime stuff. We're not doing it. Not tonight. So
not tonight.
Hey, Chargers did what they were supposed to do. They should have been up. Yeah, they should have. The defense should have. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. They didn't, and they made it a lot more interesting than it should have been. But 7-3. The Chargers move on to be 7-3. Justin Herbert, 1736, 297, 2 TDs. Hey, I can't ask no more from him. Joe Burrow, 28-50. I mean, my God, dog. I mean, 50 times throwing the ball, 3. Hey, I mean, I can't.
That's what happens when you fall behind.
Yeah, you get fall behind, and you just got to keep on. Throw your man's arm off. Yeah. T. Higgins had another. He had an explosive game, 9 catches, 148 yards. I mean, longest was a 42-yarder. The Bengals probably. I think they should pack it up. It's time to pack it up. And
do they redo everything?
They too cheap to redo. I don't see.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Dan plays in that division. The guy's a cheap guy. You're right.
This team is too cheap to do anything. They're not going. They'll probably have a fire sale. You know what I'm saying? They what they was hoping was to get these young players and get them on the cheap, and hopefully they might win something. But they ain't gonna pay these guys. I don't think. I don't think so. Is Jamar Chase still looking for a contract?
Yeah, probably so.
Paid him already.
Yeah. He paid him, and he wants to re-up, right? He wants to get a better contract than what he got.
That's what's going on. Yes,
I'm
correct.
sure he's had a hell of a year. I mean, I don't see. If I was him, I would look for more than what it was before. But
he's already got 1,000 yards.
I do want
already.
to just say
he leads in everything. First in receptions, first in yards, and first in TDs.
That's why I said Cincinnati should have went ahead and paid that man before. Now we'll see.
Jesus Christ.
I will say Joe Burrow is one tough dude. The shots that he was taking from the defense, Yeah, I was really expecting him to do a Anthony Richardson, but hey, man, I'm out. But he stayed in there, man. I give him kudos for that, because not many guys is going to take a beating like that and still try to will their team to win. Not in this era, anyway.
And shout outs to him. I mean, he's leading the regular season stats with first in yards, first in TDs, first in his QBR. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Still 4-7. There's something wrong with that. The coach got to go. That's another guy that's on the hot seat to me.
Yeah.
What's his name? Zach Taylor? Snyder?
Zach Taylor.
No,
Zach Taylor, yes. No, that's for Cincinnati, yeah. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Sean McDermott is. Wait a minute, you got me mixed up, Eric. Zach Taylor.
Sean McDermott is in Buffalo, sir.
Yes,
it's
okay.
Zach Taylor.
Yeah, Zach Taylor. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, this is inexcusable, because this team should be a lot better than what they are.
I totally agree. That's all we got for tonight. Like I said, now I got Mike Bristol. We're not mentioning that team. Jets. They're awful.
Yeah,
man.
So, and shout out to Anthony Richardson. He redeemed himself yesterday, though it was against the awful Jets. Shout out to Indianapolis. They got that thing. Where is the O-line? Oh, okay. That's what Dan was talking about. Yeah, Mike Bristol. I'm sorry. Shout out to Dan for chiming in. Dan is doing his thing. Couldn't be with us tonight. Shout out to Dan. Dan will be back with us, hopefully, to talk on hockey. D-Dubs, you got anything before we get on out of here?
Nah, bro. This is a good show, man. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody chiming in and, interacting with us. Like, subscribe, and share. All that good stuff on the YouTube side, Facebook, whatever, wherever you get, cash in at. Look at us, Instagram, whatever. We on it.
Thank you. The angry one, what you got for us?
Yo, man, another great Monday night blitz. Man, everybody settle into y'all work week and all that. Thanks for everybody chiming in and comments and across Sports Chasers viewership. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back to y'all on Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah.
On Thursday night. I don't have anything heavy, just a couple of announcements. Make sure you check us out on this Thursday night. Where we'll talk about the college football playoffs, how they got that lined up, the 12 teams that's in the playoffs as we go down the stretch when it comes to that. Also, next week, Thanksgiving's next week. One of my favorite holidays. I think that's number one for me, because it has to do with family and all that stuff. Christmas is too, but Thanksgiving is usually the Warrens thing. So we really love Thanksgiving. So there won't be no show on Thursday. So don't look for us on Thursday. Look for probably something else that we'll pull out the archives if you want to check out on Thursday. But we will not be on next Thursday. We'll be on Monday night. We'll definitely be on Monday night. I will not be in these studios, but I'll be in somebody's studio doing something. But we'll get it together Monday night. Might be at D-Dub's house, and we can wreck something up and get that together over there, man. So we'll do that. Shout out to all those that's in the comments tonight: Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. I even had somebody on Twitch. Shout out to our newcomers. Thank you for all our regular standbys. Thank you so much to Janisha and Jeffrey Baker. Thank you, sir, for chiming in. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Ms. Janisha, I hope you're looking at your Cowboys there. They looks like it's getting closer, 14-7, but looks like he's about to score. Look, he's doing. He do a check down. Looks like he's looking. Looks like the Cowboys they're done for too, so they have given up, man. So listen, we're gonna get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, for Darryl D-Dubs Warren, for James the Angry One Warren, for the DA, for Mike Mills, for Ryan D'Souza, and for Dan K, who's here, but he's here, but not here. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers podcast. Yo, y'all be good, be great. Yo, we'll holler at you. See us the Thursday night, 7:30. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.